What's up, my Gala Games gamers? Here is the ultimate tips and tricks guide for the Walking Dead Empire's playtest happening right now on the Gala Games platform. So let's get to it. So the first tip that's going to save you a lot of time, and that I thought was common knowledge, but not many people knew about this, is anytime you're in two inventories, for example, this wooden chest and my inventory, people will click and drag to move items over. You don't have to do this. The easiest way to transfer an item from one inventory tab to another is by holding Control and then left clicking. This will move the item from the current inventory where you clicked from to another open inventory tab. For example, if I do it from inventory, it'll go to the wooden chest, and if I do it from the wooden chest, it goes back to the inventory. Now the items that are Control clicked in, it will go to the first available tab top left and then work its way down and to the right. So if you want your items to be in specific locations, you will still have to click and drag, but this is when you're going out, you've got a full inventory, you just come in, dump everything in the chest. You no longer have to drag and click and move everything in the chest. You can just Control click to move it over. Adding on to the topic about saving time, you can use the middle mouse button to split items. You can move the slider here and it will change the value of leave and take. You can also use these buttons here, and once you're done, you want to press split, and there you go. You can see the items have been split. Now, if you don't want to split, you can just press cancel and the item stack will stay the same. So when your friends ask you for that 5 plastic or that 20 plastic, you don't have to give them the full stack. You can just split it and give them what they need. Now the next tip is for people that get stuck a lot in other people's bases. When you zone into a corner area of a map, or just generally any type of map, there is a chance of you getting stuck and teleport into somebody else's headquarters, and there is no way out because they have walls and doors up, and the only way out is if you're a member of their guild, then you can access the doors. But if somebody teleported into my room, like right here, they have this open space, but they won't be able to access this door because they're not in my guild. So the way they would escape this is by, if you look up here, it says this button is to return home. So when you press O on your keyboard, it will show you here returning home. Wait for this bar to be filled and it will teleport you back to your headquarters. Now this is only a temporary solution. They know that this is an issue and they will be fixing this, but it kind of sucks when you're like, your home base is here and you've been exploring all the way up there and you have to teleport back, and then you have to move all the way back to explore the area. On the topic about teleporting, you can press G to find out all the information about people in your alliance. Make sure you are on the members tab. And for example, if we take NFT Chuck here, because he's the leader of the Gempire, you can see his base is a legendary base. It is in N34. The base level is 17 and his current location is N34, and his character level is 48. Now it will tell you his time zone, but the thing you're most interested in is this here, where it tells you the base location and this, because you can now teleport to that base. You can teleport to NFT Chuck's base, you can teleport to Vince's base, to Lou's base. We use Lucifer's base to craft because he has epic and rare stations. Chuck has a legendary cook, so they built next to each other and we can access all of them at one time. So if I wanted to teleport to Lou's base, which is in N34, I can use either Chuck or Lou's because they're both next to each other, and you just press this. When you press the house icon, make sure it says traveling to Alliance HQ and not like the previous tip where it says returning home. There is currently a bug when you teleport to certain guild members or certain allies, it teleports you to your home. So make sure that bar always says teleporting to Alliance HQ and not returning home. Now, if you're playing the game as much as I am, you'll get stockpiles of fabric. Instead of selling it directly in the marketplace, what I would recommend is you get your talent points and get your medicine up to level 2. And when it's level 2, you'll be able to press C and go to the medical tab and craft large bandages. All it costs is 2 fabric and 14 scrap, and you keep the higher star bandages and you sell the lower starred bandages. On to the next tip. If you're stockpiling chemicals and you need to make space and you sell the chemicals, you shouldn't sell the chemicals to the market. What you should do is you should press C, go down to the refined resources tab, and then use the chemicals to either make gunpowder, which can be used to make ammo, or make gasoline, which can be used to upgrade your base. This way you convert the stacks of chemicals into gasoline, which is a 5-to-1, and gasoline will be used in the future. And if you're like me or Chaos, who's going around killing zombies and becoming top 10 on levels currently or solo XP, you might want to create gunpowder, because gunpowder is used. If we head over to the range weapon tab, you need it to craft majority of the ammo, unless it's bolts or arrows, because then you'll need metal and plastic instead of the gunpowder. And so it's always a good idea to not sell your chemicals but turn it into one of the 2 resources. On to the next tip. The number of stars on a consumable or a item is basically the amount of times you can use that item. So as we're talking about large bandages, if I click down here, if you don't see the stars icon on your inventory, you just have to check this box and it will give you the information. For example, I have a 3-star large bandage, and as you can see, I've already used it once and I have 2 more uses. With the green bar here, it shows you that, and then the stars here determine the max durability. So if we go down here, you see usage 3 out of 3 and the green bar is full and not used. So you want to make sure you have high starred items when you go out exploring, so you don't have to keep coming back and restocking. So as you can see here, I have 2 large bandages and I have 2 M16 rifles. And the reason I keep them on my hotbar is when I use them through the hotbar, for example, if I'm hurt and I use my large bandage and it disappears, this bandage will automatically take that place on the hotbar. So when you have several of the same item and it breaks, another item will automatically taken and put on the hotbar. If it is the same named item, it doesn't matter the stars of the item. So when my M16 2-star rifle breaks, the M16 3-star rifle will take over because there's no other rarity of the same item. So when an item breaks, you don't have to go to your inventory and click and drag or move it over to a hotkey, it will automatically happen. Now onto the topic of upgrading your HQ. When you are upgrading your HQ, you want to make sure, if we go out here, you see there's a bunch of dead animals. The reason you want to try and kill animals next to your base is when the zombies spawn, they will be distracted by these corpses, which will give you some breathing room and time to think of what to do. For example, if I kill this doe, this area, all the zombies from over here and over here that will spawn will come down here and then eat these corpses. Now, if you build next to one of these piles, so if you see down here, you could build next to this section, and anytime a zombie spawns, they will be drawn to this area. If you kill an animal, it's basically replicating this effect over there, and you can also do this with your corpse. So you can go out, die in a certain section, for example. So this area is covered in my base. This area is now covered in my base. If I go down to this section and then I get a zombie to kill me right here, my body will be there. So that can act as a temporary lure location for the zombies. And then all I have to do is move over to here and focus on this section of the map. And then every now and again, I'll just go back around to see if there's a group of zombies and then kill the group of zombies, and it should allow you to solo or 2-man HQ upgrades. The next tip is when you're out and about and you're killing the walkers, some of them will drop these energy drinks or hot dogs. Now, if you see here, it tells you you need rank 9 food to be able to use them, but that is not true. If you move it over to your inventory and then right click that, it will activate the buff and you will consume that food. So you don't actually need the level 9 food to unlock it and use it. You just need to right click it from your inventory. Now onto the final tip. You want to try and use the highest tier crafting stations available to you. So as you can see here, this is my base. Now this is the closed off area, but outside I have left all my crafting stations available so people can come and craft using my crafting stations. Now I am currently in O33 on the top northern corner. You can find this base, it will say Smilinmonster's HQ, and as you can see here, people are just coming along and using my stations. The reason I put them outside is because they have access to it. If I put it inside, they would not have access to it. Now why is this important? Well, if you're crafting higher starred weapons and armor and consumables, it has more durability. For example, this M16 rifle has 170 max durability, but this 3-star M16 rifle has 348 durability. So you want to make the higher starred items in the game because it'll give you more durability, which means you're getting more out of the resources used to craft. For example, if I craft 10 2-star M16 rifles, I'm going to use the resources for 10 crafts and have the durability for 10 crafts. But if I craft 5 tier 3 M16 rifles, I'm only going to use the resources for 5 crafts and have the durability of 10 crafts. So you're basically saving time and resources the higher starred items you craft. This is why crafting station rarity is important. The majority of the crafting stations out there are currently rare outfitters, forges, arsenals, labs, etc. And these give you the current percentage chances of 0% chance to craft a 1-star, a 40% chance to craft a 2-star, a 50% chance to craft a 3-star, a 10% chance to craft a 10-star, and a 0% chance to craft a 5-star. But I'm just going to quickly teleport over to Chuck's base because he has a legendary cookery, and we'll see the difference in rarity and the stars when crafting using a legendary station. So here we are at my boy NFT Chuck's base, and as you can see here, there is a legendary cookery, and when we open that, go to the food tab and select any of the foods, you can see the star percentages have changed. The legendary cookery is a 0% chance for a 1-star, a 10% chance for a 2-star, a 40% chance for a 3-star, a 40% chance for a 4-star, and a 10% chance for a 5-star. So you can see why you want to be using the higher tier crafting stations to craft the higher tier gear. Now it doesn't matter as much right now because it's a persistent playtest and you won't be keeping a lot of the progress. The only thing you're keeping is levels. But later on in the game, you want to try and find the higher rarity like legendary and ancient stations and craft your weapons, armor, your tools, whatever you can from there, because you have a chance to get a higher durability item, and that's going to save you time, resources, and scrap. So those were some of the tips and tricks that I recommend people pay attention to when they're playing the Walking Dead persistent playtest happening right now. There will be more tips and tricks coming as they patch and add more features into the game, so stay tuned for those. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I post a new video or whenever I go live on either Twitch or YouTube. If you want to stay up to date with all the announcements of Gala Games or general Web3 gaming, then head over to my Twitter and give me a follow. And if you want to chat when I'm not live, then you can join the Discord and join my community there. I've recently revamped the Discord from Albion Online Discord to a Web3 gaming Gala Games focused Discord. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.